Good evening, Leroy. How are you?
Good. Yourself for a Sunday evening?
Is it Wednesday?
It
It's my
is
day.
not
It's my
Wednesday.
day. All sorts of screwed up. Like my week already.
No,
No, it's
I wasn't doing anything. Thought you weren't doing anything, so I thought, you know what? Let's just talk about this long week.
yeah,
And it
no,
worked out
because
perfect. It worked out perfectly because the Daytona 500 just ended like literally 5 minutes
we'll
before the
see.
show
And
started because of rain delays. So
what's funny is you will not believe me on this. And so Wednesday we'll make our picks for next week's. I don't know if there is a NASCAR race next Sunday, but if there is,
Atlanta.
okay. I was thinking before the race started. I was like, who would I have picked? And I was like, I think I'd have picked William Byron. And I was like,
Don't even play
no,
this
and
whole.
like hand on Joe Burrow. I was saying to myself, because I even checked because I checked at like 5 o'clock, because obviously I didn't care. I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, 20 laps in. I was like, didn't it start at like noon? I was like, what the hell happened? And I was, because I was thinking, I was like, how's William Byron doing? And he was in like 12th. And I was like, oh, well, darn. Well, I would have lost all my points. But
They had a 3 hour rain delay, got the cars running, brought them on track, and as they were going around warming up, it started raining again. So they had to go back off another 45 minutes, and then they got going, and it was all clear sailing from then on out. But if you haven't seen, and you'll see it, I'm sure you will see it in the next couple of days, but Ryan Preece got into a really bad accident on the second to last lap. Second or third to last lap. His car went airborne pretty good. Pretty severe wreck. He's all right, but it's like the second time for Priest that he's gone airborne and upside down at Daytona. Him and that backstretch just don't get along very well.
interesting. Yeah, no, I've not seen. I saw a headline like an ESPN or ESPN or whatever app it was notification pop up, and it was like, oh, there was a bad wreck at Daytona. And I was like, oh, well, that's awful.
That's
we
normal.
also do have to recap today's show too. We're going to make very, very abridged.
Short.
This is to fill in from last Wednesday, which Leroy,
Yes.
we were both busy.
We were exhausted. We had severe weather here as far as snow and rain and ice. And I know you had a bunch of stuff going on. It just wasn't worth it for me.
That was the end of, I think I did 9 games in 5 days. I think that's what it was. And then I had one on Thursday, one on Friday, and supposed to have one on Saturday. But we ended up getting 5.25 inches of rain on yesterday. And then on top of that, this morning, 2 inches of snow. And then it looks like we could potentially get anywhere from, like, I've seen some of the models say 4 inches. Some of the models even say 10 to 12 inches of snow on Wednesday. So I'm just like, please no. Can we not? Like, can we just stop with the snow? Can it just go back to being 70? Like, we had 1 or 2 days. It was a couple of weeks ago, and it was like 70. And it was one of those things, like I walked outside because I was dressed like I would for a winter day.
Yep.
And I usually at about 11 or noon will go out and get the mail. And I walked out, and it was like, shoot, I don't need long sleeves on. I don't need pants on. So I went back in, put shorts on, and it was just really nice. And then the next day it was like 35 because welcome to freaking Kentucky, where we just have all of the seasons in one day.
We've got about 5 days coming up where it's supposed to be about 20 degrees.
Yep, we do too.
It's it's somebody at church said it's ruined because we had the 70-degree weather day. If it would have just stayed 30 degrees, it wouldn't feel so cold. But you get that 70-degree day, and that makes everything feel nice. So when it drops back down to 20, 30 degrees, it feels extra colder than what it did prior to the temperature going up. So that's the problem.
What's funny is that day I had planned to meet with a friend, and we went because I live right by a school, and we went over there, and her son was playing on the playground. And it was funny. I saw them again last week or something, and that day that was really nice was playing on the playground. We saw them last week, and I think that day it was like 28. And he like looked at her and goes, "Can we go play at the playground?" No. Have you been outside? No, this is not the playground.
See, but my kid would be so stubborn they'd go out there.
It's not cold.
Shivering.
Now, is Bailey past the age, Bailey, your oldest son, is he past the age of I don't need to wear a coat?
No.
Okay.
No,
Because I know that there's that age, like high school, it hits. And I don't, because I tell this to our crew that works for us. Like, we had a game, it was 2 degrees outside, and there's, like, where's your coat? I don't need one. I'm like, look at you. Like, you're freezing. Over here, it's cold. I'm like, well, don't complain to me. Look at me. I got my coat, I got my gloves, I got my hat on because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, no, he's still very much in the shorts, t-shirt. I don't need any. Actually, he's a typical college boy already. Shorts and a sweatshirt. No matter what. No matter what, shorts and a sweatshirt. 80, 30, 50, 105, -14.
See,
Doesn't matter.
I never was the. No, I think I went through a phase where I didn't need a jacket, but that didn't last very long. I was never, though, the shorts when it's cold out. Like, I'll sometimes wear shorts around the house here. Like, today, I've not been outside.
Yeah.
I opened up my door, and there were 2 to 3 inches of snow outside, and I was like, hey, nope. Good. Yeah, just close that. But I don't know. I never was in that. How about we get to finish up the pick contest? It's done.
We do.
So last show, Leroy, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember what game I had you pick because I have here Grayson County at McLean County. That has not happened.
Sean, I'll tell you a story, and you'll like this story. Okay. So I got to Iraq, and the Army gave us these really nice, thick ACU jackets that were gorgeous. I mean, warm, and it snowed there for the first time in like 45 years. All the locals walking around like it was a present from Allah or something. And I wore the jacket, and I was all proud of myself and my jacket. I'm all nice and warm, and I walk in, and Sergeant Major goes, "That is a really nice coat. Don't ever wear it again." And I was like, What? He goes, "You see anybody else wearing coats?" I'm like, no, and I had questions about that. So no, I couldn't wear the coat anymore. So I get that 100%, Sean. Trust me.
I don't get it. I just like let him wear the jacket. But still, you picked a Grayson County game. I think it was Grayson County and Greenwood, if my memory's right.
I think you're right.
I think that's right. Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. Grayson County won all their games in the last week. So regardless, both you and America picked Grayson County, so you got the pick there. I picked Taylorville against Pana, I believe. That's at least what I've written down. And I picked Taylorville. Was I right?
They won by 55. So
I was right then, you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. So I got the point there. And then the Super Bowl, I was the lone one that went with the Chiefs. Glad to be wrong. You and America both went with the Eagles, but that now has finished up the pick contest for 2024. We'll just call it the 2024 pick contest because for the most part it came in. Are you ready for the final stats?
Yes, we know.
In last place,
we know.
In last place with 103 points.
You, America.
In second place with 117 points, Leroy. And in first place with 128 was myself.
Paul's gonna like pass a resolution that he gets excluded from like he gets his own pick that's away from America. When he watches this show later, he's gonna be like, I need to be separate from.
Sorry, doesn't work that way though. You only got one of it because America and you. There was that period, about a month and a half ago, where you two were like
close,
really close to one another, within 1 or 2 points, and then you played very well closing up the year for sure. In fact, let's just see in the month of January. In the month of January, you had 17 points, I had 21 points, and America had 15. So I guess it was a little bit. Oh, look, right on cue. You queued them up, and America doesn't listen to me. They deserve to lose.
I summon, and he arrives. I said it, Paul. I said it.
December the 4th. December the 4th was the week that you really did well because you got 11 points that week. You got a perfect score, and America only got 4. So that was the huge difference and the huge swing to allow for you to pass America. So congratulations. I've gone back-to-back. We'll do this again next year. On Wednesday, though, we'll restart the NASCAR pick contest, which Paul Reeves is our defending champ on that. I think I got second in. Did you get third or did Chase get third? I don't remember. I think Chase might have gotten third.
Chase didn't start till halfway through. Otherwise, he probably would have had me too.
Now I kind of want to go look and see as to who that was because I got it. Now I also have to. Let's see what it is. I got it right here. The NASCAR pick contest. The final standings were Yes, you did. So it was Paul 757, 731 me. You had 652. Chase had 597, and then the rest. Bert, he was real close. He was real close.
But you have like 7 points.
17.
17.
So I mean, listen, 17 more than some people did. So
That's
that is we'll restart that on Wednesday. But I guess we can talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah. It was a boring game. It was a boring.
I enjoyed
boring game. That's not the point. We all enjoyed it, but honestly, it was pretty boring. I mean, the Chiefs had that small little chance in the second quarter, but for the most part, the Eagles needed to dominate that game. They couldn't have it close. They just couldn't, because if it got close, you know how that would have ended. So bless them. They went out, they kicked butt, and they threw beer cans at their owners. They had a great time, and it all worked out really, really well for them. And Saquon gets his ring, and Jalen Hurts gets another one. And, this is a team that got hot. Right,
that's his first ring. That's Jalen Hurts' first ring.
He didn't get one on who was the quarterback?
Nope.
Oh, it was
Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Nick Foles and Carson Wentz.
Yep. So this is a team that got hot right at the right time. I don't think the Eagles were the best team all year long, but they got hot right when they needed to. And really, I mean, playoff-wise, when you go back now and you look at what they did in the playoffs, amazing. Probably one of the best playoff runs we've seen in quite a while, as far as just how much they dominated that whole all the games they played.
See, honestly, if the Eagles would have been playing any other team, I would have handedly picked them to win the Super Bowl. I just felt like the Chiefs had the dark magic, and I knew the dark magic was going to run out at some point. It just was. It was inevitable. The question just was when. And when you got the dark magic, it was hard to bet against it.
And I would just like to point out that the Patrick Mahomes that you saw in the Super Bowl would be the Patrick Mahomes that would have been the Bears starter every game for every year that he would be the quarterback.
And now you've got Caleb Williams as your starting quarterback.
That's correct.
The next Mahomes, right? Isn't that what they call him?
Who called him that?
There are some people who compare him to Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh. I assure you, those words have never come out of my mouth.
No, if they were, you know what would happen? You know what would happen if you would say this? This is exactly what would happen. This is exactly what would happen if you ever said something like this. And honestly, you'd have to be okay with it. You'd have to be okay with it that I would just kick you off the show, and I think it would be done.
You'd have that clip saved, and literally anytime I said something off the cuff, you'd just play that like.
Oh, it would be one of those things. Caleb Williams would have a 3-interception game, and it'd be like, wait a second, what was that, Leroy? Maybe I can. You know what I can do?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get AI to make you say that.
Make me say it. Hearing my voice in AI would be creepy.
I kind of want to see if I can do this now. Interesting. Maybe I can figure it out.
All right.
I don't have time this week.
Maybe
at some point.
I'm sure you can get the words of those words together at some point and splice them all together.
Just say it right now.
I'm not saying it right now.
Yeah, but I mean, the Super Bowl.
I already basically said it like 5 minutes ago. So
Super Bowl's fine. I mean, it was fine. And I, like, commercials wise, I couldn't even tell you one of them right now.
No? They were that unmemorable for you?
Well, I guess the Seal Baja Blast one was pretty decent.
I like the Sloth one.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember that one. But honestly, I missed most of the first quarter because I was doing the center game.
They played all the IndyCar commercials during the Super Bowl, so I was all.
I did see that,
like psyched because they played all the IndyCar commercials.
And we were all like, "What? That's still a thing?" I'm sure that there were people that did go like,
"Oh yes,
what?
Oh yes, very much so."
That's the thing. Hello to Christy. How about you got some tidbits, and then we'll do. So I mean, the show today, we're just gonna do some tidbits, and then we're gonna do. Are we gonna just do one round of the second round?
Yeah, one round of the second round tonight.
One round of the second round, and then we'll do 2 rounds of the second round, or maybe 3 rounds of the second round on Wednesday or something, or who knows? Yep. Maybe we'll just see how it goes.
All right, let's check out some of these tidbits for us tonight. Cleveland announced that they will be getting a WNBA team. They'll be giving a WNBA team to Cleveland. So they already had a WNBA team. It folded, and they're getting another one.
Well, did you see the
Great
Nashville's team,
success.
or at least
No,
the
it's
proposed the Tennessee Summit after
okay.
Pat's Summit?
Hey, I'm all right with that.
I like that.
I'm all right with that.
I like that, and I think it would
I know
work in
you're not a
Nashville.
big. I know you're anti-Tennessee, but that's not bad.
No, I don't. I'm not anti-Pat Summit. I mean, you can't be anti-Pat Summit. You do know
The
that.
NFL
Fun fact is, Pat Summit was this close to becoming the coach of Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, and then she ended up not taking the job, and then the year after went to Tennessee or something like that.
The NFL has announced their Hall of Fame, and Manning didn't get in on the first ballot. So Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp got elected.
Do you feel better now?
I do. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. He
I don't
didn't
know
deserve. He
who
didn't
you were
deserve
laughing
it.
at. Yeah. Name recognition means a lot, though, doesn't it?
Let's see what else. Illinois held a retirement ceremony for Terrence Shannon Jr. It went swimmingly well, to the point that they hung the jersey upside down. And now the memes are just, especially living in Illinois, the memes are just fantastic.
The poor intern that's job was to hang that up. Like, can you imagine?
If you haven't seen a picture of this, you need to go check out my Facebook. I posted a picture of it.
So yeah, what happened was that they unveiled this banner, and when they roll it out,
it looks fantastic.
Like, what are we doing?
All right,
is that too soon? Is that too soon to retire a jersey?
Yes,
I agree. 1 year. That's too soon.
It felt like they were just desperate for a ceremony.
Unless you are, and he was really good.
Yeah,
but it's not like he won a national championship, was national player. Like Kentucky retiring Anthony Davis's jersey the year after would have made more sense, where he was the national player of the year, where he was, won a national championship and everything. Hey, Jason, thanks for watching.
Who's Terrence playing for in the NBA now?
Couldn't even tell you.
And that's kind of my point.
Like
Shannon
I couldn't tell you who a lot of players in the NBA are playing for.
Shannon was fantastic for the Illini, but All right, let's see what else we got for you. LeBron ends his streak of 20 straight All-Star games. All 50 people that watch the All-Star game are very upset.
That's happening right now, isn't it?
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt's Michaela Blake scored a Division I women's freshman record with 55 points this afternoon in a 98-88 overtime victory over Auburn. Yes, he is. It's the only league that will accept his son to play. Justin Tucker has seen 7 more women file complaints against him because now they're just coming out of the woodwork. Whether or not any of them are legit is not for me or anyone else to decide. But funny how whenever there's one, there's always 30 others that come out. William Byron won the Daytona 500 after about 6 hours of waiting for track drying and rain to go through. Funny enough, they moved the start up and it rained earlier. So
how many of the laps did you watch?
I watched the whole thing.
Really?
The whole thing. Yep, the whole thing.
Even all 6 hours of the rain delay?
Heck no. I played Gran Turismo during the rain delay. I'm in a NASCAR group, so I was just like, message me when they actually go on the track again. Next week, so William Byron won. JJ Redick finished. Not JJ Redick.
JJ Redick's racing NASCAR now. Is Tyler Reddick now the coach of the Lakers?
Tyler Reddick finished second, and Jimmy Johnson takes his first pole since returning back to Cup racing from NASCAR or from IndyCar, and it's his first pole without Hendricks.
Steven's doing well, Jason. He appreciates you saying hi to him a couple of weeks ago, too. I'll make sure to let him know you said hi.
The Four Nations Hockey Tournament, which is the NHL's version of this stupid mid-season exhibition between Canada, U.S. I don't care.
Completely. I had no idea it happened until last night. I popped on social media and just saw them fight immediately and was like, oh, didn't even know this was happening.
Yeah, it would be like the equivalent of if they cared during the Pro Bowl. That's what this was. Like they actually really cared. The USA beat Canada 3-1 because Canada booed our national anthem, and all the Americans threw a fit about it. And
we're not talking about this.
No, that was legit. So, but that's the extent of what we're talking about. But yes, Paul, Jimmy and Shaq are teaming up. They had a car together, and there's speculation that they will also be running a car for at some point, maybe not this year, but at some point for the Indy 500 as well. The Shaquille O'Neal and Jimmy Johnson, along with Carvana, have a whole thing where
Is
have
Shaq going to be driving the Indy car?
No, but they showed Shaq trying to get in during the commercial of Shaq trying to get into the NASCAR.
Could Shaq even fit his leg in an Indy car?
It ended exactly like you would think it was. Jimmy, I'm stuck. Jimmy, get and Jimmy's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like his legs are just flailing out of the fantastic. Anyway, those are my tidbits for today. Short, sweet, and to the point.
Hockey, the other sport no one cares about besides Indy. Wow, Paul Reeves.
Don't you have a Braves team that's going to be losing baseball games soon to be watching?
Ooh.
Go Mets.
No, you could be saying go Phillies. That would probably be the one that would.
That's the one.
That would probably be the one that he might start throwing slurs at you.
I mean, Bryce Harper is better than anything that the Braves have ever produced since Greg Maddux. So
didn't you hear that? That's Paul's favorite player too, Bryce Harper. Yes. I think he does like Bryce Harper. Mm-hmm.
He's got the autograph card and the gloves.
Loves himself some Bryce Harper. Okay. How about we do? Are we doing one? Do you want to do one or two quadrants of the second round of the fast food bracket?
We will do. Let's just do one today.
Okay.
Because we have a smaller crowd here today.
Okay. Paul says they will win more than the Cubs. Ooh, that sounds like maybe we got a little bet here.
I'll take that action.
Okay. What are the stakes?
The wages, though?
No money. Let's say no money.
No,
it's gotta be
money. We gotta do something else.
Yeah. And we don't need like a profile picture bet or something. No, we need something like
Paul's got to go to the Indy 500 if he
in 2026, Paul has to go to the Indy 500.
Paul's got to go to the Indy 500 if the Cubs win more games than the Braves.
And what do you have to do then?
Let's see.
It needs to be something pretty bad for you then, because that would be miserable for Paul.
Yeah.
Or how about that? You've picked Paul's, so now Paul gets to pick yours.
Mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so there you go, Paul. Okay, so Leroy's end of the bargain is that you'd have to go to the Indy 500 with him in 2026 if the Cubs win more games than the Braves. And what is your end of the bargain if the Braves win more games than the Cubs?
Swimming in Lake Michigan.
I'm interested to see what he comes up with. Okay.
All right, let's go. So we got number 1 McDonald's versus number 8 Bojangles. That's the first matchup that we got. McDonald's versus Bojangles.
All right, comment section. You can vote on these, on which is your favorite of this as we continue the fast food bracket. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever actually had Bojangles. If I have, it's only been once. So because of that, I have to vote for McDonald's.
Their breakfast is good. I'm not a big fan of everything. I forgot to say, the nice thing about the Daytona 500 this year is there was a big wreck in the very, very last lap of the race, and they let them race to the finish line before throwing the caution, which they didn't do it for the Xfinity race, and everybody was all ticked off about it. So that's what allowed Byron to win. Otherwise, Byron wouldn't have won. So Christy says Bojangles.
Paul says McDonald's, so it's 2-1 McDonald's. What is your vote?
McDonald's.
Okay, 3-1 McDonald's. So it looks like the Golden Arches, and Jason also votes for McDonald's. So the Golden Arches move on.
All right. Next up, we have your favorite hot chicken restaurant versus Red Lobster. Hot chicken is number 12. Red Lobster is number 4.
I'm not a huge hot chicken fan personally. So I'll go with Red Lobster, but this is not like a slam dunk for me. So I'll vote for Red Lobster over.
You're not a big seafood guy?
No, I love seafood. I do love seafood. But is Red Lobster like how seafood is Red Lobster? You know what I mean? Like, I know it is, but like
I mean, what other seafood restaurants are you going? You're not living in Seattle. What other seafood restaurants are you going to?
Captain D's? Long John Silver's. No, I'll vote for Red Lobster.
Someone is keeping Long John Silver's open. I don't know who, but somebody is keeping Long John Silver's open.
They won in this bracket last week, so I'm voting for Red Lobster. Jason's voting for Red Lobster. Christy is voting for Red Lobster. What are you voting for?
I mean, that's a given. Red Lobster all day.
Red Lobster. So Red Lobster moves on. Sorry, Paul, your vote doesn't count.
All right. Next up, we have. Gosh, this is a long list. All right. Number 11, Chili's taking on number 3, Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah, easily.
Hands down, Chipotle advances. Who did Chili's beat again?
Chili's beat Zaxby's. They upset Zaxby's.
How did that happen? My goodness. Yeah. So that was a unanimous Red Lobster over Hot Chicken.
Chipotle might be a dark horse in this one.
Oh, without question. Yeah, Chipotle wins. Christy votes for Chili's.
Yeah, she's not big.
She doesn't like good tasting food, clearly. So you're telling me she likes Subway more than...
Well, that's why Red Lobster declared bankruptcy, but it's still really good food, even though their
Cheddar Bay biscuits
stuff's super expensive.
Cheddar Bay
Chipotle
biscuits.
moves on.
Does it? It's only 2v1 right now. So Paul and Jason need to vote in here on seeing what Chili's and Chipotle is. So
my goodness,
Chili's. Paul's voting for Chili's. And Jason is voting for Chili's. Chipotle gets eliminated. No!
Wow.
No!
Wow!
What are we doing? No! Oh my goodness! Oh, that is
the sad delete.
A freaking tragedy.
My goodness!
Oh my goodness!
You know, I feel like we need to have a.
I should have just said. Yes, we move
right
on.
There, man.
I'm a man of
principle.
principle.
All right, well, I hate to bring up this matchup because I don't want to see either of these lose, and I already know one of them is going to happen, but we have to do it as Panda Express takes on Long John Silver's. That's right, Long John Silver's with a stupid upset over Chick-fil-A because you all are jerks. Panda Express comes in at number 7. Long John Silver's comes in at number 15.
Listen, Cinderella keeps on rolling. Long John Silver's over Panda.
Stupid game.
Long John Silver's. It's the St. Peter's of this bracket. They're going to keep on rolling. Especially freaking Chipotle gets... God, this is going to be an awful Sweet 16 matchup. Christy votes for Long John Silver's. That's 2-0. Who are you voting for?
Long John Silver's.
3-0 Long John Silver's. I'm not a huge Panda guy. Not a huge fan.
I am, but it's seafood, man.
Panda Express isn't seafood.
Oh, Silver's is.
Oh. Panda Express by a lot, says Paul. Lexi would say Panda. Well, Lexi's not here, Christy. So sorry. It doesn't work that way. Long John Silver's advantages. Well, she said she would say.
Next up, we've got...
Jason says Long John Silver, so Long John Silver's advances. Are we moving on to? Yeah, let's just go down. Let's just go down the left side. Let's just go down the left side, and we'll do the right side on Friday. Why not? All right.
Taco Bell, who is number 1,
Taco Bell wins.
Number 9, Rally's Checkers.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, stop.
Taco Bell is a 50-point favorite. Taco Bell by 90 in that game.
I'm going to write this in. I'm going to be so mad at you if these idiots all vote for something different.
I mean, you got to think there. I like the Doritos Locos Taco. I think they dropped 40 in that game. The Cinnamon Twists came in with like 15 rebounds. The box comes away with a lot. I honestly don't know where the closest Long John Silver is here.
We got like 3 in our area, man.
Jason says Taco Bell. I'm assuming you say Taco Bell, right?
I do.
Paul says Checkers over Taco Bell. 3-1.
Because Paul hates everything.
Yes. He's just trying to be against us in all of this. Taco Bell advances.
Next up, we've got another matchup that I despise. Is number 12 Culver's takes on
Christy. It was Taco Bell against Rallies. Go on. It doesn't matter. It's 3-1, so her vote doesn't matter. But if she wants to feel like she's a part of us, she can drop
another matchup that I absolutely despise because it'll put me on the couch. Number 12, Culver's versus number 4, Olive Garden.
What a combination. Like Culver's or Olive Garden. Culver's or Olive Garden. Gosh. Where are you going?
Olive Garden, because my wife's dragging me there. I'm just here for Paul's "that's fake Italian" comment that's coming in 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna agree with Jason. I'm gonna go Culver's. Christy votes for Olive Garden. Paul seriously loves Checkers and hate Taco Bell. Well, sorry, Paul. Checkers is gone.
And
so right now, Paul,
I'll go Olive Garden.
So that means Paul will break our tie. Culver's versus Olive Garden, but Paul's probably never even had Culver's.
Yeah,
I don't know that it's made it down that south.
It hasn't. Yeah, see.
What is Culver's?
How do you explain Culver's to Paul Reeves?
It is like a. It's
like a sit down. It's like a
cheaper
food.
Five Guys.
Yeah,
that has ice cream and fried cheese curds. But they have what are called butter burgers.
Oh, they're so fantastic. Oh, a little bit pricey, but oh my gosh, it's so.
But not
good.
Five Guys pricey.
No, not $30 worth of.
Yeah, but it's not McDonald's. Like it's in
fantastic.
Between that. I think it's really good. They have custard as their ice cream.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Go
Google a Culver's menu, Paul.
It's a Wisconsin thing.
It's pretty fantastic.
Okay, Paul's voting for Olive Garden, so Culver's gets eliminated. Oh, it's so sad. I'm not as brokenhearted about that as I was about Chipotle getting knocked out, but.
All right, next up, as we continue through the left side and only the left side of our bracket tonight, getting down to the nitty-gritty here on this one, in a matchup that I already know how this is going to go. Number 6, Arby's versus number 3, Wendy's. What are you going to do, Gormley?
I want to vote last.
Okay,
I want to vote last. Okay, Wendy's versus Arby's.
Comment section split 50-50. That way it all comes down to Sam to decide.
Okay, I have my decision if it does come down to that of the way that I will bet. And I have my reasoning behind it. Wendy's against Arby's. God, this is a Final Four matchup. This is a Final Four matchup in the second round. The committee was not friendly at all. Christy votes for Wendy's.
The committee was awful to Taylor Boys in basketball.
Paul votes for Wendy's. So let me guess, you're going to just vote for Arby's just to make sure that it...
I was going to vote for Arby's anyway. Are you kidding me?
So you're voting for Arby's.
I would never vote Wendy's. Ugh.
Well, I am. I'm voting for Wendy's. And Jason votes for Wendy's, so I also will vote for Wendy's. And the reason Wendy's gets the edge is they win in the fry component. The fry.
See, I don't think so because the curly fries, my friend.
See,
Wendy's had curly.
I don't like Arby's fries. Love the sandwich. The sandwich. Just not a fan of the fries.
Our final matchup for the evening. Number 7, Welcome to Moe's, takes on number 2. Have you seen my Walker Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel against Moe's.
Yes. I should do these matchups on my Facebook, like just one a day, and just do the whole thing through on my Facebook and see what comments we get from my followers on Facebook. It'd be hysterical to see how closely theirs matches ours.
Moe's versus Cracker Barrel.
Versus Cracker Barrel to end the night.
I'll vote for Moe's. Christy votes for Cracker Barrel. Jason votes for Cracker Barrel. What are you voting?
Moe's.
So Paul Reeves gets to break the tie again. Cracker Barrel against Moe's, and he's probably going to vote for Cracker Barrel because he probably hates Moe's because he doesn't like good food. How did I know? Paul, do you just not like Mexican food? Like, do you just not like Mexican food? Because you don't like Chipotle, you don't like Taco Bell, you don't like Moe's. So Cracker Barrel wins.
He found this hole in the wall restaurant that's like in his hometown that serves those 3 tacos with like fried rice or like with the like refried beans and everything, and he spends $8 for it, and it's the best tacos in the entire world.
Has spent $8 on it for 30 years.
Yes, that's the only Mexican food he likes. Nothing else. You like how he made this whole backstory for you, Reeves?
He's probably gonna be like, "Yep, you're right." El Mariachi or something is gonna be what it's called, or
All right. So
okay. So what are our Sweet 16 matchups first?
Sweet 16.
Say what our matchups will be.
McDonald's will take on Red Lobster. Chili's will take on Long John Silver's. Taco Bell will take on Olive Garden. Wendy's will take on Cracker Barrel.
Okay. I think all 4 of those are pretty easy matchups. He says that's Tex-Mex, not Mexican food.
Ha!
Yes, you
called that.
Yeah,
I called it a mile away.
I knew it.
He found a hole in the wall place in his hometown. By the way, the Guardians are doing
El Reconcito.
The Guardians are doing something different this year. You pay $100 for the entire year, and you get all of their games, including blackouts. So no blackouts. You get all their games.
Okay,
$100
this is video. Okay,
video. Yes, video. All of their minor league for AA and AAA. You get video for them, and you can watch them whenever you want. There's no like time limit on when you can watch them. But you pay $100 for the whole year, and it's all yours. Would you pay $100 to watch the Reds, and you can watch all of the games all season long?
Yeah, because the Reds are going to have an option for that. That's going to be coming out.
Like that's a great deal. Great deal.
What are our matchups for Wednesday that we get to look forward to?
Matchups for Wednesday that you get to look forward to include Cane's versus Papa John's, Steak and Shake versus Skyline Chili, A&W versus Hunt Brothers, KFC versus Subway, Outback versus Domino's, Five Guys versus Dairy Queen, Jimmy John's versus Popeyes, and in a matchup that still haunts my dreams, White Castle versus Waffle House.
Okay. I feel like I know how I'm going to vote.
I'm looking forward to 90% of those matchups.
I mean, yeah. Looking forward to that. So that'll be on Wednesday's show. We'll have logos and everything back on Wednesday as
Wednesday will be back to a normal show.
Hopefully, as long as I don't get snowed in. And if I do, right, meh.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Anything else? Or you just want to wrap it up for this week?
That's good, man. That's good.
We hope to see you there, Jason. Hopefully the snow will hold off. We can see you there.
Taylorville the girls start their playoff runs. It's the exact same teams that they faced last year. They'll play Southeast, who they beat last year in the playoffs, and then presumably they will play Glenwood, who's the best out of those 3 teams. And that Glenwood's the team that they lost to in a last-second play on a 2.5-second throw-in that they should have just thrown it all the way down to the other side of the court, but it got picked off. Backdoor layup. Taylorville lost 41-39. So they have that game. Both games will be in Taylorville. Taylorville's hosting the regionals this year. So some big games for Taylorville girls this week as far as the way that what they have in forward for them for this year.
We have the final week of the regular season this week. Final week of the regular season. Yeah, we'll look forward to Paul's stat of the week too on Wednesday for sure. So it's final week of the regular season and then the district play. So the district, Grayson is tied for both of their seeds. So how they break it now is they do what's called the RPI, which takes your record, your opponent's record, and your opponent's record. So last week, it is now opened up a little bit more. Grayson County and Edmonson County were separated in the RPI by 9 millionths of a point. 9 millionths of a point.
That's some drag racing stuff right there.
0.00009.
Yeah, that's some drag racing.
Edmonton has now expanded it a little bit more. So Edmonton will probably be the one, but Grayson Boys will be the one in their district tournament, which is next week there. But like Jason said, we'll be in Hancock County, hopefully on Friday if the snow holds off.
My high school, the one that I actually went to that I graduated from up in southern Minnesota, the girls won the conference championship for the first time since 2002, which was the year after I graduated high school. So congratulations to the Bulldogs for winning the conference championship for the first time since I was 21.
You graduated high school when you were 20?
19.
I mean, I wouldn't have put it past you, but
I can't math. Are you kidding me?
yeah, clearly.
I
If you were in high school when you were 20, then clearly you
I
can't.
especially can't math at 9:43 on a
Sunday.
evening. Yeah,
Well, then how about we just end it? We'll talk on Wednesday.
sounds good.
Have a good week, everyone. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.